Notice any sensations that you have. Your feet are touching the ground. So what is the sensation from that? We work exquisitely with sensations in the somatic practice. As you stand, are you making the same kind of indentation, if you will, if you were standing in wet sand? Are there sensations under your feet? Maybe there's some tenderness, some soreness. Do you have more weight on one foot than the other? Is the weight more forward than backward? Meaning, are you on the heels? Or are you more on the heels? If you are more on the toe mount, there may be more of a red light reflex. If you're more in the heels, there may be more of the green light, the back leaning, the tension on the back. We tend to have a combination of these two in our bodies. Let's move up to the knees. How are they feeling? Do they feel the same? Like you have the same piece of hardware, equipment in there. Do they tend to lock out? I'll do a sideway. Are you a good locker? Or do you stand more with the knees bent a little bit? If you're locking out, you may again have more weight forward than you do in the heels. And then we can do a little bit for the hips tonight, but not much. But since they are part of the legs, we can't ignore it. Both the hamstrings and the hamstrings on the back, quadriceps on the front, they cross over two joints. So the quads attach to the pelvis and then ends below the knee. The hamstring, same thing, attaches to the pelvis and ends below the knee. So they have two different functions with each joint. We're going to be more interested in the lower function. We'll tend to the upper one next week. We're going to start with a calf stretch. So go to a wall. And I do this now because I don't want to take you all the way down and then have you come back up again and standing. Stand at a wall and you can lean in. So I'm at a bit of a slant here. Don't lean so much that you can't get the heels down on the floor. So keeping the heels on the floor comfortably, so not overstretching. Maybe a teeny little stretch and just lift up on the tiptoes. Lift up as high as you can. Then I'm going to count to 8 as we lower down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And letting yourself come all the way down. Proprioception is knowing where we are in space. Where were your heels in relationship to the floor? Let's do that again. Inhale, lift the heels as high as you can, putting on Barbie shoes. And then slowly, this time I'm going to count to 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Did your heels touch down on 12? Now turn the toes out, Charlie Chaplin feet. And then again, we lift the heels, lifting up. We're now accessing a different part of the calf muscle. We're going to count on 8 first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down we come. Let's take a breath in and out. And we repeat. Inhale, lifting up again. Can you sense that you're using a different part of the muscle? As you exhale, count to 12 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Opposite. Turn the toes in. Heels out. And of course, as always, remind yourself, gentle effort, but no strain. If it hurts, back off, back off, back off. We're going to inhale, we're going to lift again. And then first come to 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have come down. Take a breath in and out. And we'll repeat. Lifting. And this time I'll count to 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All the way down. Bring the feet neutral and walk towards the wall. Just stand. Shake it out a little bit if there's some little tension, residual, anything. But notice now as you stand, is there a difference in how your imprint is? Tight calves is very common. And we may not feel it as tight calves. You may have some Achilles tendon discomfort. We may have plantar fasciitis. So simply releasing the calves is going a long way. We have two calf muscles. We have the soleus, the lower, the inner one, sometimes called the second heart because it helps pump blood up. We don't really do much with that one right now because it only crosses from the heel and up to the shin bone. The gastroc crosses also over the knee joint. And when the knee is straight, we work mainly with the gastroc. Now we're going to do the hamstrings here too. So just use a hand on the wall for stability. You can use a chair, a couch, or anything. But simply bend up your right leg, bending up your right leg, and you'll feel the back of your right leg has engaged. It's the hamstrings. That's its job, to flex the knee. Now slowly let the knee straighten out. Count of 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I have a little bit more time on that one. As you come down, stand for a moment and just feel. Compare the back of your right leg with the back of your left leg. Does it feel a little different? We're going to work more with that when we are prone. But this is a nice and easy, quick way to get your hamstrings to release. Let's bend the other leg, bending it up. And as you bend it about 90 degrees, you'll feel the hamstring firing. And I'll count it down on 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just continue the journey down if you weren't quite done. Letting the foot release down. And as you stand, notice how does your stance change from when we first checked in? Now we're ready to come onto our back body. Have a blanket nearby, maybe for your head. And as you come to rest on your back, before you straighten your legs, take a flat assessment of how you're resting on your back. I just moved my bolster over here, so it'll be at the ready when we get to the quadricep. But as you come to lay down on your back, notice, as always, first, does the chin pull away from the chest? Does this feel like the elbow, the shoulders are popping upwards? In which case, I recommend that you do slide a small blanket pillow under your head so that there is a sense of length on the back of the neck. And then just notice if you're listing to one side. And if you are listing, is it at the hips? What about the ribs or the shoulders? Did you place your arms with the palms facing up or down? What is the default? How much does your legs roll out and away from the midline? How much space do you have behind the low back? A lot of space, the hip flexors, maybe a little snug. If the legs are rolling out a lot and the back is lifting a lot, we have a combination of tight and over flexibility. Also very common. Let's bend up the knees and place the hands on the belly. Begin to settle into your breath. First, just notice the breath. Are you breathing in and out through the nose? If not, I invite you to do so. Does the belly expand on the in-breath? If not, I invite you to begin to expand. And as the breath expands, does the pelvic floor move down with the diaphragm? Can you feel a sense of the whole pelvis expanding as you breathe in? And then consolidating, closing up a little bit as you breathe out. A sense of expanding, not just downward, but sidewards, front to back. And as you exhale, I'm going to begin to make the pelvic floor a little bit more active part. Draw the pelvic floor up on the out breath. So whether that's the sense of pulling the sits bones together without drawing your glutes together or activating the glutes, or it feels more like a retraction of the tailbone, pulling the tailbone up. Exhale, pelvic floor draws up as the breath moves out. On the next out breath, let's flatten the low back. And as you inhale, release to neutral. Take a breath in and out. And then inhale for nothing and exhale, we flatten again. Slowly release. And one more time. Breath in for nothing. Belly expands. And exhale. Flattening, draw the pelvic floor up. Inhaling to neutral. And then take a breath out for nothing. And inhale as arch. Low back contracts. Exhaling, return to neutral. Take a full breath in and out. And then again, inhale, arch. Low back contracts. Exhaling, return to neutral. So we know this one well. It is the base for all the other ones. Let's combine it with the flattening. We inhale, we return to neutral. Do one more round. Let's breath in and out for nothing. And when you're ready, inhale and arch. And exhale, return to neutral. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, flatten. Back to neutral. Pause here. Pause here. I'm going to add the feet to this. They are continuation off the spine. You can keep your hands on the belly. You can relax them along the side if you'd rather. And your in-breath, that in your mind you're arching, but just in your mind, you're going to lift the heels up, putting your high heels shoes back on. And then as you exhale, slowly release the heels back down. So now we are working with the soleus. As the knee is bent, let everything relax. You'll take a breath in for nothing. And as you exhale now, you'll lift the front of the foot. So just the heel stays down. So you're flexing the ankle. Slowly release. Back down. And let that take as many breath cycles as you need. We're going to do that again. You'll inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, slowly release the heels down. Breath in. Exhale, flex the foot, flex the ankle, pull the toes up. You'll feel the front of the shin. And then slowly release that. Now let's combine that with the arch and flatten. So your heels are in as tight as it is comfortable for you. And on the next in breath, so arch the low back and now lift the heels. And exhale, slowly return to neutral. Take a breath in for nothing. And exhale, let's flatten. Draw the toes towards the shins. Slowly release back to neutral. Let's take a full breath in and out. And we're going to repeat. Inhale, arch, lift the heels. Again, only as much as comfortable for your body. If there's pain, back off, back off, back off. We return to neutral. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, flattening. Lift the top of the foot towards the shin. And slowly release. Proper breath. One more time, following your breath. Inhale, arch, lift the heels. Exhale, we return to neutral. Notice if any shaking or bumpiness, jitteriness. Breath in for nothing and exhale. Flatten, lift the toes, the front of the foot, and we release. Let's slide the leg out long. How does your legs feel? A little bit more awareness maybe around your calves and shins and knees. A little bit more awake and alert. Bend out the knees again. We're going to work a little bit more with the toes and ankle now. Your legs are bent up in a comfortable way. And we begin by sliding the right leg out as far as it can come without lifting any part of the foot. Once it's at that distance, about maybe halfway to straight, now flex the ankle. So pull the toes up again. From here, curl the toes down, curl the toes down. And then slowly bring the bottom of the foot towards the mat. Once the bottom of the foot is down, slide the foot in. And then lift and spread the toes. Lift and spread the toes. And then relax the toes down. We're going to do that again. Slowly slide the right leg out. Once the toes begin to come up, let's flex the ankle, pull the toes towards the shin. Hold that flexion of the ankle as you curl the toes down towards the mat. Lower the foot towards the floor. Keep curling the toes as much as you can. Once the bottom of the foot is down, let's slide the foot in. Once back in, I'm going to lift and spread the toes. And slowly release. One more time. Slide the foot out. Flex the ankle. Curling the toes under. Slowly lower the bottom of the foot. Keep curling the toes. And you can feel how the muscles connect from the bottom of your foot up through your calf. Slide the foot back in. And then lift and spread the toes. And slowly release. Now let's slide the legs out and just compare. Right side, left side. What are you noticing? Sliding the legs up again. I think we should do the left side. Slide the foot out. Flex. Curl the toes under. And slowly release the bottom of the foot to the mat. Slide the foot in. Lift and spread the toes. And let the toes relax onto the floor. Take a breath, full breath. And let's repeat. Slide the leg out. Flex the ankle. Curl the toes. Lower the foot. Super good movement for ankles and feet rehabilitation. Slide the foot in. And lift and spread the toes. Interestingly enough, just worked with somebody that had a total of double knee replacement. And this was actually what brought the most relief of anything. Do it one more time. Slide the leg out. Flex the ankle. Curling the toes. And slide the foot back in. And lift and spread the toes. Release. Let's slide the legs out. Straight legs. Does your calves maybe lay a little flatter? Does your feet roll out maybe a little more? Or maybe there's no change at all. Do you sense that pulsation of aliveness as you've increased circulation to the lower legs and to your feet? Circulation is how our bodies heal. Now, eversion and inversion is an interesting notion. So let's right the right foot. So the toes are pointing straight up to the sky. And actually, let's bend up the left knee. That will help us protect the back. It takes that psoas into a slack. Now, the pinky side of your right foot, scoop that towards the midline so that you are dialing the bottom of the foot, the sole, towards the midline, and then slowly release that back to center. And then draw the big toe mound outward towards the edge of the mat as eversion. And slowly release. I can always tell this is not a movement I do a lot. The ankle is a hinge joint, it's not a ball joint. So we're dialing the bottom of the foot in, inversion, as if you could walk on the outside of your foot, the pinky side of the foot, and then slowly release that. And then press the bottom of the foot out, press out through the pinky toe mount, the big toe mount. So the toes are spreading here. And then slowly return to neutral. Let's do it one more time. Dial the foot in, and there's a sense of cupping. So all the toes, like a little ballerina shoe. Can you see me, Linda? So do pointy toes in. Dial the bottom of the foot towards the midline. And you release back to neutral. And then I just go in the opposite. So I'm turning my ankle in and out respectively. And here we have some really interesting muscle that reaches up and down the leg. Done that 3 times on each side. Let's slide the left leg out and again compare note. It's not uncommon to have had ankle, foot injuries. The longer we live, chances are something happened. Since we look at our feet and legs as the root of our tree, we want to maintain ease. Let's go to the other side. Bend up your right leg and then roll the bottom of your left foot towards center. Oh, dear Lord, I cramped on this one here. So that means back off, back off, back off. Slowly release back to neutral. Go in the opposite direction. And slowly release. Go back and forth slowly. Notice if you're cramping. It means too much. Practicing these movements. So if we do step off the curb the wrong way or stumble over a cat or dog, that our ankles have the flexibility to catch us and we don't topple over. Slowly, about 3 times from side to side. And once you've completed, straighten out both legs, pause. Shake out anything that's stuck. You know, this one is always very challenging for me. I know my teacher would say, maybe I need to do it a little bit more often. So let's take the bolster or your blankets and slide it under your knees. So I want a little bit of height. You want your knees bent. So I am turning my bolster on the side. When we were standing up and we bent the knee up, that was the hamstring that facilitated that. Now I'm putting it in a passive place. I want my feet to be on the mat or next to blanket. The muscle, the quads, is what straightens the knee. So supporting the legs, and then slowly straighten your right leg. And you can take a hand to the front of your quads. You can feel it firing up. It has engaged completely. Front of your right thigh. Now I'm going to count to 8 as we bend it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Easy peasy, right? Robin, you may want to take it up on the tall side of the blocks. Just flip them also on the highest side. Robin, I can't, sorry, Roberta, I can't see. Yeah, are you on the high side? And you can throw a pillow on top of that. Yes, do the highest you can get. And either you grab a pillow or a cat. So that will just give you a little bit more flexion in the knee so that you are maybe at about a 90-degree bend in the knee. Let's do the right again. Slowly straighten the right leg. And if you're not sure of the quads firing, just take your right hand at the middle of your right thigh. Bulging muscles. I'm going to count to 12 this time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost, and 12. Slowly releasing all the way down. We should do the left side. Slowly straighten the left leg. Quadriceps, yep. 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't say what I was counting to. How about 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And don't rush, just let it slowly release down. When we have pinchiness around the knees, inner or outer knee, one of these attachments, either from the quads coming down over the knee, is too tight, so it is pulling the lower leg too tightly on to the upper leg, squeezing our cartilage in between. And that's very uncomfortable. And that's how we very efficiently get rid of the cartilage. Let's slowly straighten the left leg. Straight, straight, straight. And then let me count to 12 this time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Letting everything cool. And then let's release the bolster, the blocks, take them out of the way. And just pause again on your back. Or maybe the back of your knees are laying a little flatter on the mat than when we began. From here, it's time to come onto the belly. And as you come onto the belly, you can use a blanket for your forehead. You can also just use your hands. You can turn your head to either side that's comfortable for you. Have the legs close together but not consolidated, with the toes pointing straight back. If this is uncomfortable for your ankles, you can roll up a blanket or a towel or place a small pillow under the lower part of your shins and your ankle. And we're going to work a little bit more with the hamstrings. So let's do it on the right side. Press the hips down gently, not harshly, but first press the hips down and then bend your right leg to about 90 degrees. So very much what we did when we were standing. At 90 degrees, and I'm going to count us down on 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Everything cools. Take a buffer breath. Let's do that again. Slowly bend your right leg up. So before we went to 90 degrees, this time, pressing down through the hips, I'm going to ask you to take the knee in as close to the tush as you can. Take the heel as close to the tush as you can, squeezing it in. This time I'm going to count to 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, slowly still, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Everything cools. I turn the right foot in. The right leg turns in. It's not a big move. You're going to keep the knee straight. But we're going to access a different part of the hamstring. So you are on the outside of your right knee, not right down on the center. And as you draw the hips down and bend your right knee, the foot is going to twirl more out to the side. It's not going to go straight up to the sky. We're just going to go for 90 degrees in relationship to the knee. And then from here, slowly straighten. On a count of 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let everything cool. And then turn the leg opposite. So now you're resting on the inside of the knee, more on the inside. Keeping the hips even. And then slowly bend your right knee. So now your right leg is actually crossing over the back of your left thigh a little bit. And we're slowly going to straighten that on a count. 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost there, and 12. Everything cools. Let's come back to center. And then the left leg. Bending up the left knee. Keeping the hips drawn towards the earth, not harshly. And just 90 degrees first. 90 degrees. 12. Counting on 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All the way down. Let's pull. And again, bending the leg in. Pull the heel towards the tush. Now get it in as tight as you can. And I'm going to count to 20. So bend the knee. Pull the heel to the tush. And to 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Everything pulls. And then let's roll the legs away on the outside of the knee. So rolling just the leg, the pelvis stay the same. But you feel the placement on the ground is the outside of the knee. And then let's bend the knee about 90 degrees. So the leg is going to swing out to the side a little bit, not straight up. One's at 90. I'll count it down on 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let it pull. And rolling the leg in. So we're on the inside of the knee. And again, when you're ready, bend the knee. Have the heel traction towards the back of the thigh, but just 90 degrees. And counting to 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let everything pull. And then while we're here, the Cobra Crocodile is just always a nice one to visit with. So tuck the toes under, creep the toes closer to the nose. I know they're not going to come very far. As you inhale, press the heels back so the thighs are lifting, press the hips down, and then lift the heart, lift the head, keep the legs powerful and strong. Pull the belly button up towards the heart. And slowly lower down. That helps lengthen out the psoas. It is a hip flexor. So it attaches to the spine and your thigh bone. We can do that one more time. Tuck the toes under, toes towards nose, press the heels back, and then lift the heart. Pull the belly button up, up, up. Keep the legs long and strong back. Press back through the heels. So now the quads are fully engaged. And slowly release down. Everything pulls. And let's roll over onto the right side. And bend up the knees. We're going to throw in, not throw out, the IT band. So the IT band, take your hand to your outer hip. It has a teeny little muscle, the tensor fasciae latae, just right up here at the hip. And if you lift your knee a little bit, you can feel something getting sort of a little bit stringy in the front groin. But the trouble is That's inserted into a long fascial band. Straighten your left leg out in front and flex the foot. And that band ends below the knee. So any tension on this will either pull the knee in or out. So we're going to put a little bit of length on it here. Just hold your hand on your outer hip with the leg as straight as you can get it. So we get the entire attachment, the entire ligament. On an in-breath, lift your left leg up about a foot, no more than a foot. And you can feel the outer leg lengthening. We're going to count it down on 12. You can go faster if you need to. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep pulling the hip back. 9, 10, 11, and 12. So taking care you're not rolling or rounding forward as you lower the leg down, that you're staying up on your right hip as if you had a pull through the hips, and they stay exactly where they are. Let's do it one more time. As you inhale, lift the top leg, the left leg straight up, keeping the hips stacked, counting down 2, 3, still 12, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is a toughie. I know. Let's come all the way onto the back. Pause. Notice your hips, your legs. Does your left leg rest differently than your right does? Bending up the knees, roll over onto your left side. As you come to lay on the left, bend up the knees again. Straightening the right leg out. And let there be a sense of you laying up on your left hip, that your spine is neutral. And we'll inhale as lift the leg straight up, about a foot. No more than that, but it can be less. If that feels better for you, don't lift so high. Counting down, 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Take a buffer breath. And let's repeat. Inhale, lifting. Again, stay right up on this side, don't roll. Counting down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This one, like the psoas, we only do twice, because it is a big lever. But that takes us to the psoas. It does connect to the legs, crosses through the pelvis. Let's straighten the right leg out. Keep the left knee bent up. And then we're going to not work on the upper part of the psoas tonight. We'll do the lower part. So rest your hands however it is comfortable. You'll inhale into a gentle arch, and then exhale, flatten the back, Lift the right leg 3 to 6 inches, reaching up through the toe mounts, and then slowly reach and lengthen out. I'm going to let you sort yourself down because this is a major event and I don't want you to strain. Do it as slowly as you can. Keep the low back down. Once the leg is down, relax, let everything cool. And then we'll do it again. Let's inhale and arch. Exhale, flatten. Lift the leg. Keep the low back down. Flatten, flatten, flatten. 3 to 6 inches, not a big lift. And then take your time, releasing down. Don't be in a hurry, but don't hurt yourself. And once down, everything cools. Slide your left leg out. Breathing. Sense how your pelvis is laying. Sense your legs. And also sense the breath in your belly. Which side feels like it has a little bit more space? We're going to bend the right leg up. Left leg rolls away from the midline. Inhale, let's arch. Exhale, flatten. And lift the leg. And then keep reaching the leg out longer as if you could telescope it out further as you slowly lower it down. Everything relaxes. In and out. And we'll do it one more time. Arch. And flatten. Lifting. Slowly telescope your leg out longer as you release it towards the earth. Once down, everything cools. Slide the right leg out. Draw the legs together. Interlace the fingers and let's take the palms to the sky. Keep the legs drawn together. And inhale the arms overhead. Get as long as you can. Press up through the heels, through the tailbone. Reach the arms as far back as is available. And let's take the arms back up. Switch the interlace of the fingers. Again, press the palms to the sky, straightening the elbows, and draw the arms back overhead, tailbone towards the heels, palms away from your soles. Let's take the arms back up and relax them down. Let everything cool. And if it's more comfortable for you to bend up your knees, I invite you to do so. Rest comfortably. Right now, let your body have an opportunity to mark this place where you have increased the length on the muscle as you have released the tonus in the relaxed state. Let the breath again be deep and easy. Breathing in, everything expands, and breathing out, everything relaxes. And then let the next in-breath be a little bit deeper. If the knees are bent up, begin to rock the knees gently from side to side. And if the knees are straight, just bending them up. And we begin to transition. All transitioning onto one side. And you're using your arms and hands to press up into a comfortable seated posture. Linda, you're back. Good. I will go ahead and unmute you.